assignment on schedule guy. So you've been to the ladies' room, you've been to the men's room, you got your second or third plate of breakfast, and the cell phones are turned up great so you can at least keep track of what's going on at the office while you're sneaking away for it. All right? We keep fading in and out, but we're going to be here. There we are. That's what we need. I got to do one other thing. We have some kids here that are still. Thank you. I knew she'd get it. Isn't it great being a parent once upon a time? You know how to do this stuff. Well, greetings and welcome to you this morning. My name is Adam Morgan Dempsey. I have a whole thing across the top because when you do radio, you use a fictitious last name a lot of the times because listeners like to find and call you at home. When you do Top 40 radio, your kids will call the DJ at home. So you switch those names out. Name there. You have them all. I'll stop moving to make sure the RF picked up right. So welcome to this conference. I think the Strategic Action Planning Group on Aging has done I think it's the first one like it, and I just got to give them a hand just to start with. And for everybody that's in the room, and for those of you online, we're just. For those in the room, on the back of the agenda, down at the bottom, you see those funny little looking boxes they call QR codes that people like me with flip phones cannot read at all. But you can. There's going to be a giveaway at the end of the program today. 5 books for people online. People online are saying, well, I don't have a QR code, I can't see it. You're going to see it in your chat before the day is over, all right? So you'll be able to play as well. So we'll talk about that some more, what books they are and how well you're going to enjoy them. So we're going to head on into this. I tell you what, how many boomers are in the room? Raise your hands. Go on, own it. Own it. There we go. We are the new senior class. Oh, I can't say senior, we're boomers. We don't use that word anymore, right? It's older adult class. You may not remember about 15 years ago when I started the Active Generation show on Channel 6. The research said boomers, they were 65, we were 65 then, some of us. It said, boomers, aren't you seniors? And boomers said, oh, no, don't call us until we're 70. Until boomers were 70, and they said, can we call you boomers now? I said, no. Don't call us senior until we're 75. So they just hit 75, and they said, can we call you seniors now? Now, all bets are off now. All bets are off. And that's the way it's been going because we have an entirely different perception of aging in America and what we're going to do with that. I've always said that's going to be the last change we're going to do, maybe. We may find something else. Because we were known as the forever young generation. Well, the young got ripped away from us, but we're holding on like hell to that forever. And we're going to, and a part of this conference is going to help change aging is done in Colorado so we can hold on to that forever as long as possible. And I know a lot of the you're going to bring because of this is going to help us do exactly that. So up first, and even though they have this in order of which you're going to do the introductions, at the risk of sexism, I'm going to do ladies first for this first group instead. So our first 2 speakers that want to welcome you as well. Jane Barnes, she's the chair of the Colorado Commission on Aging. Jane has more than 20 years of experience in the health and trained numerous community groups leading to designed to meet community needs. Okay. Can I switch here? All right. There we go. All right. Always trying to make the tech work. Dr. Edward Leary is currently serving as the chairman of the Colorado Strategic Action Planning Group on Aging. In addition, Dr. Leary is a member of the advisory group of Metropolitan State University's MHA program, and he's on the executive advisory board of the University of Denver, OSHA Lifelong Learning Institute, and is a mountain host at Winter Park Ski Resort. For those who skiing, can I say lift tickets maybe? You know, you might have a connection we can help. Prior to his long distinguished career as an executive in the healthcare industry, Dr. Leary practiced surgery for 20 years in Illinois and has also served as a consultant with the Arthur Anderson Company. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Edward Leary and Ms. Jane Barnes.
Well, good morning. How's our technology working? Is this thing okay? Anyone? All right. Welcome. Welcome to the Future of Aging in Colorado conference. The conference, frankly, is occurring at a critical juncture as Colorado and indeed the nation is looking forward to this issue of the growing demographic of people who we call either seniors or whatever we want to use the term. I'm joined by Jane Barnes, who I have worked with in my capacity as chair of the Colorado Strategic Action Plan on Aging, SAPCA. Jane is chair of the Colorado Commission on Aging. I want to thank everyone in the room and in Zoom world who has been working in this area of older Coloradans, stakeholders as we call them. The work is at times extremely challenging, and it is, of course, been impacted by COVID, and I want to thank you for your efforts. We are at a critical juncture as we look at aging in Colorado. The Strategic Action Planning Group on Aging is sunsetting at the end of this month. The present Colorado Commission on Aging is going to transition to a new Colorado Commission on Aging, mandated by the Modernization of the Older Coloradans Act. So we are at a juncture point. But we're not going to look back. Both of these organizations have accomplished a lot, but we're not going to look back. On your tables is a book which includes recommendations and analysis which was done by SAPCA in 2020. In your time here, I urge you to look through it. But we don't have enough to give to everybody, so I'll let you at the table make those decisions. But that's just an example of the type of work SAPCA has done. I want to thank all of the past and present members of SAPCA. They have been working since 2016 to analyze and make recommendations to improve the experience of aging in Colorado, not only for those who are in that age group, but for all people of Colorado. Aging is a multi-generational phenomenon, and SAPCA has certainly been aware of that. I would like to also thank the committee who organized this conference. It was a very busy group, and I see John giving them a hand. I would like to mention just a few people. I would first like to mention Karen Stewart and Steve Child from SAPCA, who were our leaders on the committee. And I would like to also thank Jane and Kara Harvey, who from CCOA were leaders on that committee. And then final thank you I'd like to send out to Allied Agenda, who did all of the very heavy lifting to get this conference organized and put together. So I hope that for all of you and each of you individually, today's conversation, discussion is valuable. We are at a critical juncture. The purpose of today's conference is the future. The purpose is the future of the transitioned CCOA to support them with what we as organizations have learned to enable them and empower them as they move forward for this very important work. So those are my words of welcome, and I'd like to now give this microphone over to Jane.
Thanks, Ed. Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you here today, and as I look around the room and had a chance to meet several of you or speak with several of you, it's great to see so many different facets of services to aging adults in Colorado represented here today. And I think that's really been the beauty of our work together with the Colorado Commission on Aging and certainly with SAPCA, the Strategic Action Planning Group on Aging, is really to look across the spectrum and provide services to all older adults, all folks who are aging in Colorado. So I hope we remember that as we go through the day today, that everybody deserves our attention, and we don't lose sight of that. But it's great to see you all in person. It's very exciting, and it's very hard for us to turn off our voices because we're so excited to talk to people in person today. So help us stay on this very tight time frame, if you would. For the past 2 years, I've been honored to serve as the chair of the Colorado Commission on Aging, also a member of SAPCA as my position of chair. And it's been a really exciting time for aging in Colorado, I think. We're leveraging the power of both of these two groups and the strategies that have been developed by both of these two groups, really to give this new Commission on Aging just a really exciting place to start from, I think, and to move forward and make some great decisions for us. So it's great to see that, and I can't wait to see who's on the new commission, actually. I just want to bring up one thing. We worked very hard at the Commission on Aging this year on a subcommittee actually looking at folks, older adults leaving incarceration, the challenges they face mostly with getting health insurance. So we made a lot of recommendations to HCPF. We'll be making a lot of recommendations to CMS and hopes HCPF does that as well with us. But really work needs to be done, and I think that just shows you the broad demographics that we serve throughout our state. So welcome to all of you. I hope you have a great day today. It's really fast-paced, lots to learn, lots to think about, and a future to set for our state. So do your work today and have a great time. Thank you. You get to leave, right?
I have a question for you.